In this video, I'm going to talk about artificial intelligence inside Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Microsoft is using real-world data to populate the skies in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So basically what Microsoft is doing here is it's going to go ahead and simulate all of the airplanes that are flying in the world in any given moment. And if the game goes offline, it's just going to go ahead and simulate it itself. Now, have you ever gone online and seen one of those airplane trackers where you can see all the airplanes in the world that are flying at any given time? This is what Microsoft is accomplishing with this. So Microsoft is taking all of the data that is in those trackers, and it's literally putting the airplanes into Microsoft Flight Simulator just as they are in the real world at that moment. So these airplanes are going to be at the same position. They're going to be going to and from the same airport, and hopefully they're going to be the same liveries as what we're seeing in the real world at that time as well. So I'm really excited to hear this, and it's going to be a really cool feature of the game because you won't have to download any flight plans. It's going to automatically put the flight plans in there for you, and it's also going to grab the weather. Don't forget that too. So if it's storming in New York City, then there's going to be a thunderstorm in New York City in the game. So that's going to be cool. So now the big question is this. There are tens of thousands of planes in the air at any given time around the world. So how exactly is Flight Simulator going to populate all of those planes in the sim at once? And the answer to that is it's not. So what it's going to do is the server is going to determine where you're flying, and it's only going to populate planes within 200 kilometers of where you're flying. It's only going to be limited to the closest 50 planes. If there's more than 50 planes around you within the 200 kilometers, then you're only going to receive 50 planes from the server. That is basically to save bandwidth. That's the limit that the bandwidth is able to display to you. However, there's also going to be a limit based on your graphics setting that you put. So if you have a high graphics setting and your graphics card can accommodate that, then you're going to see all 50 planes. But if you have your graphics settings set to low, you may only see 10 planes. And that graphics setting is also going to determine the draw distance of each plane as well. Flight Simulator is also going to include multiplayer. So the goal of Microsoft here is to bring all the pilots together in one big virtual world. All of this is going to be completely customizable, which means that you're going to have filters that's going to allow you to decide who you want to fly with and how you want to fly. There's a few modes available. The first mode is going to be called Live Players Only. It's for people who want to fly by the rules. If you want to fly by real world pilot rules, then that's the mode that you're going to want to be in. You also have to fly by real world weather as well. The second mode is called All Players Mode. And with that mode, you can see everybody that's flying, and you can fly by whatever rules that you want. You can change the weather, you can change the time, you can change the situation, and you just see everybody that's flying. There's no regulations in that mode. It's just explorations. Something else that Microsoft has created is groups. So how it works is someone called the creator creates the group, and it will invite only the players that they want to join. The creator can then choose whatever they want. They can choose the weather, they can choose what time of the day it is, they can choose to fly by real world rules. So they set the rules on how everybody flies, and only people that are invited can join the group. So I'm very excited about these new features that they've just announced, and I can't wait to give these new features a try. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like below. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please do so now because we're going to be updating you every single week. Microsoft has also released a new development roadmap. You can see that here. I'm going to leave that up on the screen for just a few seconds. Be sure to pause the video so that you can read the whole thing if you want. Go ahead and pause the video now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Enjoy the new screenshots that I'm going to be sharing with you next, and I'll see you in the next video.